confident, courageous.
Anyway, you have to sit down and ask questions and look for it.
Hello, welcome. My name is Obeng Darko. Welcome. Today I want to share with you fear. F-E-A-R, fear. If there is anything that you have to overcome in your life, on your journey to seek success, prosperity, peace, fulfillment, purpose, achievement, is your ability to handle what they call fear. And fear comes in every form. Fear comes in every shape. Some people are afraid, especially those the super religious ones, the superstitious ones. Almost everything that goes on in their lives, especially the bad ones, they have to attribute it to anything. So a lot of people are afraid of demons. Some people are afraid of witches. Some people are afraid of Satan. Some people are afraid of what they call curses, familiar spirit. People are telling us what to be afraid of all the time. Some people are even afraid of poverty. Some people are afraid of prosperity. Some people are even afraid of taking new positions. Some people don't want failure, mistakes. They're afraid of their business not doing well, their children dying, the marriage separating. Some people are afraid of government institutions. All kind of fear come around. But in order for you to become successful, in order for you to live life to the maximum, in order for you to enjoy life and be of benefit to others, you have to have a way to handle these things that they call fear. Because they're rare. The people go through a lot of panics, and a lot of the times we are afraid of the things that we have very little information about, things that are out of our control, things that we think somebody else has the power to control. We seem to repose our confidence in that person to deal with that which we fear. But your ability to come to a stage in your life where you are able to manage fear is proof of maturity. The very things that you are afraid of, if now you show up and you're confident in dealing with them and you're not scared. So it's for instance, so maybe when you were growing up, somebody didn't like you and they would always want to fight you, especially in school. And they would always want to, and it's amazing when somebody is always not going to like you. And, they would want to, punish you. They don't want you to be appreciated or known or applauded for anything. The day that you gather confidence to confront that person and to tell them your mind and to let them understand that you're not afraid of them, that is the time. That's the sign that you're maturing. That's the sign that you have become a man. You have become somebody who is no more afraid of that which intimidated or intimidates you. It's a form of maturity to be able to gather confidence to challenge that which has been used to control your mind. To control you and to put fear in you. And if there is anytime that somebody wants to control you, they would want to use fear. And they have to make sure that they destabilize your ability to fight back, the strength that you have to challenge those things. The moment they're able to destabilize that, or they're able to disable that, that is the time that fear that they set for you works. And fear is conditioning. It's a tool that people use to subjugate any group of people. So you have to come to a point where you are able to deal with fear, especially fear of the things that are unknown. Fear. Somebody will say that, why are people dying in your family? And therefore, come, let me go and look for the solution for you. So they are looking for solution. They have to go and do some incantation. They want to declare some fasting and prayer for you. They want to take you to some prophet, some malam, some priest somewhere to tell you. I am not a firm believer in those. I am a firm believer in the fact that you can control your life and even death. Death, apart from those that come out of accidents, apart from those that come out of negligence. An accident is an accident, which means that we were negligent, we were not careful in following the procedures and the precautions and the laws that were set. So apart from that, most people's life, the number of days, that's the number of days that you live. A lot of the times, many times, to a very high percentage, they are within your control. The food you eat, the water you drink, the exercises, where you stay, the environment you stay, the health precautions that you take, how the rest your ability to deal with the poverty, having good people around you. Those things contribute to the number of days that you're going to enjoy on this earth. And when people die, when we don't have a lot of information, then we are thrown into panic, and we are thrown into fear, and then we want to give all kind of reasons to why these things happen. But almost everything that happens in anybody's life or to our lives can be explained. Not everything, but much of it can be explained, and if you pay attention. So if the business does not work, if the business did not work out, a lot of the times it's not anything that is so much esoteric, or anything that is so much beyond our control. It's not anything that is so much in the realms of the spirit, as they say, because even in the realms of the spirit, there are laws, there are principles. There are things that must be obeyed. There are things that must be followed. And the thing that overcomes, that thing that will make you mature, strong, to deal with fear is your ability to understand the laws of nature and even the laws in the spirit. And the laws of nature are a lot of the times in agreement with the laws in the things that we don't see. The difference between the physical and the spiritual, a lot of the times, is the time and the space. And the more time is compressed, it's like the fan, the way fan runs. If you increase the speed of the fan, you see that it gets to a point you're able to see through it. And if you increase the speed again, it gets to a point that it almost becomes something that you can see. The things that we can see are the things that we term as spiritual, but they are founded. Just as the physical is founded on the spiritual is also a lot of the times, can be interpreted in the physical sense. So there are laws that control all this, and the thing about it is that the more you study these laws, the more you study the truths of life, the more you come close to the things that happen to us and the consequences or the effect or the sources of this. The more we understand the sources of what happens, the more we are able to deal with fear. The more you're able to deal with fear, and the less people can control your life, and the more you're able to live in freedom, the more you're able to live out of your confidence, out of there is this statement in the Bible says that the confidence that you have is the reward. So if anybody, if there is anything that you are not having rewards in, if there is anything that you are not having results in growth, productivity, increase, it means that there are things that you don't have confidence in. Those are the things that you're so much afraid to talk about, to attack, to confront. So you are not going to get a lot of growth, a lot of results, a lot of anything when you are ridden with fear, when you are engaged in fear, when you are entangled in fear. So if you want to see success, if you want to see growth, if you want to see fulfillment, if you want to live life to the best of your abilities, you have to deal with this fear. And most people would, especially the people from the religious sector, would want to control you all the time with fear. Even those in government as well. If anybody wants to use government instruments, government institutions to control you, go to them. Equip yourself with the facts, equip yourself with the truth, equip yourself with good heartedness. Confront people. Don't let anybody control you just because they think that you're ignorant or they think that they are powerful. There's the powerful is you. Even if they throw you in prison. It's like the other day I was talking to some officer and he was acting as if he was the law. I was driving and he was saying that I was holding my phone. I said, yes, I was holding my phone because I was looking at the time. He said, I said, no. If I'm holding my phone, tell me the law where it says that you can hold your phone. They always told us that you cannot make a call. But what proves that I was talking? I was not talking. And he said, are you challenging me? I said, yes. I'm challenging you because the same law that gives you power, that same law protects me as a citizen. So the only reason you can stop me is because I'm trying to obey the law. And also you can also go beyond the law. You're supposed to be a keeper of the law, And he was just talking. I said, no. And the moment he saw that I could talk to him in confidence, he said, okay, you go next time. So, but you use respect, you use, all the things that you have to use, because they say they have power, but their power is not more than that which the law has given them. And therefore, when you are wrong, you're wrong. But when you are right, you still have to know how to carry out your rightness, because some of them can be things that you can easily solve with some of these officers. But what I'm trying to say is that anybody can put fear in you, hide behind anything to put fear in you when they think that you don't know anything, when they think that you are ignorant. You are only afraid that you will not succeed with your life because you don't know much. You're only afraid that you'll be poor with your life because you don't know much. You're only afraid that you can die anytime because you don't know much. You're only afraid that the marriage is not going to work because you don't know not much. You're only afraid that your children are going to die anytime without any cause, because you don't know much. Some people are traveling, for instance. You're moving from here to another town. You're afraid that you're going to get accident or all that. If you follow the precautions on the road, if you follow the speed, because a lot of the accidents are come out of overspeed and negligence and tiredness. If you're able to deal with this, many times you'll be able to reduce the errors, the accidents, the unplanned results that come, the unpalatable ones that you didn't expect. So most things, I am not of the thinking that anything can happen to anybody, at any time, anywhere, and that we are helpless. If we are that helpless, then why the essence of wisdom? Why do we have to have knowledge? Then why do we need understanding? Then why do we have to plan? Then why do we have will? If anything at all can just happen to us and destroy us out of nowhere, if the devil is that much powerful, if the demons are that much powerful, then why do we still live? Why are we still in existence if they are so much powerful? So you can only be immobilized by fear when you think that evil is far stronger than good. If demons are that powerful, how about God? Then God is also super powerful. So instead of us thinking a lot of the times of all the evils, all the bad things that will happen to us, because you become that much afraid when you just look at all the bad, effects of the consequences, anything that can just happen to destroy you. Most often than not in this life, we control a lot. We control the results, we control the narratives. Even environment, in as much as environment is powerful, we create the environment. We have the power to create the environment that will produce the results that we want. It's not just that your children will just turn out to be anything. It's not just that the marriage will just turn out to be anything. It's not just that your finances will just turn out to be anything. Your head will just break and fail. And much of it are products of our lack of the principles and the laws regarding the things that give us problems. So don't just sit down and say that everything is in the hands of God, or the devil is that much powerful, the witchcraft in your village is that powerful. If they were that powerful, why didn't they kill you when you were a little? So when we don't know much, when we are not equipped with much, then they control us with a lot of these fears. So that's why you are always looking for some prophet somewhere to tell you what will happen in your life. And most often than not, you can predict what will happen in your life if you follow the laws that God has set. Most often than not, whether it's money, whether it's your finances, whether it's anything, it's business, much of it, it's just that you have to learn. How? The fact that you experience that failure, the fact that business does not work, the fact that you were in debt, that the fact that debt came, much of it is because for lack of knowledge, my people perish. For lack of knowledge, my people perish. In Proverbs, it says that the diligent hand shall prosper. And there's a statement that Jesus said. He said that wisdom is justified by his children. And there's another state that he says that who wants to build a house and will not sit down and plan? So if you don't sit down and plan, then anything at all can happen. And when they happen, don't say that it's because there's something somewhere that is responsible. Much of it is because we did not sit down and plan. We didn't have the tools, we didn't have the skill set, we didn't have the patience, we didn't have the stamina, we didn't want to fight. We are looking for something like magic or lotto to happen to us. Most people that experience failure is because of lack of planning, lack of consistency, lack of persistence, much of it. So don't let anybody push the results of your life out of your control. A lot of the results of life are within your control, within your reach. And if anybody wants to control your life, they will use those. They will talk to you as if you have no control over what happens to you. Much of it, you have control. You are going to write exam, study. Going to do business, be patient, plan, learn about money, learn about how to build that business, learn about the market, learn about where to position that business, learn about how to lead a team, learn about how to do business in that community, learn about how to be resourceful. Any problem that you have been in, you had the chance not to be in. But the way it's designed, a lot of our wisdom, a lot of courage, a lot of our expertise will come because we made a lot of errors. Maybe that is the way human beings learn. Most of us will learn out of our mistakes, out of our pain. Pain will draw your attention to that which is not working. If you get up in the morning and there is pain somewhere, it's just a proof that something is wrong. And if you pay attention to it, that pain will not be there. So don't overlook the will that you have to make decision, and the quality of your decisions are highly contingent on the quality of the information that you possess. The very things that are out of our control, they are out of control for everybody anyway. But if you can hold that which is in your control, there's so much that you can predict with your life. So don't be driven by fear and panic, and don't worry yourself so much about that which you can control. Much of that which you can control are contingent on that which you know. That which you know. So results, a lot of it are within our reach. That's why God gave us knowledge. It's a tool that you use to get results, understanding, wisdom, willpower. And so don't let anybody use anything to control, especially fear. A lot of people are afraid that they will not go to heaven. If you want to control people's life, you tell them to stop living here and look up to heaven. And the people who told us that you have to go to heaven, and the poor, they are the ones taking the gold, the diamond, and they are telling us that we should focus on heaven. So you can only be great when you take full control over your life. The best of your life is live out of faith, not out of fear. Confident, courageous.
Anyway, you have to sit down and ask questions and look for